Okay, hello everyone. Ran into more problems, of course, with this oil pump modification. Pan fits, as you can see, after all the other videos where I told you what you had to do. You're more than likely going to have a custom-made oil pan, and just in case you run into the same problems that I had where the oil return lines are welded in a different location, this is what you're going to have to do to make it fit. Okay. This is a 10 AN 45 degree AN line. I couldn't get it to fit anymore like at an angle because I was trying to like angle it up, but then it would be too close to the exhaust manifold and it was just issues and blah blah blah. So this is where it ended up going, and I'm just going to have to rely on, I guess, gravity and oil pressure to make sure the oil can safely return back to the pan and won't get caught up here. Okay, so let's scoot back to the rear one. This is the most one that was the biggest pain in the ass. Okay, so this one, I did have an extension on there, but it wasn't fitting. There was fitment issues, so I took it all off, and I just went with it's all scratched up because there was clearance issues with the axle, which I'll show you in a second. You have to grind it all the way back. So I can't return this one. Mine's forever now. This is same thing. It's actually a 90 degree and male, female end, and I think this line is like 13 inches, maybe, whatever. And I haven't, I don't know if you can see. Okay, so I can't get the camera up in there. Sorry about that. But while I was waiting for the line to come in, I trained the hose. I just like had it bent over here so it could help train it to be in a different position. And my biggest concern is that I don't want to hit up, of course, the exhaust manifold. So I'm probably gonna use a stainless steel zip tie and just zip it onto the rear mount here just to help keep it out of the way a little bit more and help to train this hose to now, run this way, to bend the other way. So that's another thing. At least it's done, at least it's on. And I gotta show you the axle shaft because I had to, I need a new starter. I had to grind that all the way back to make it fit as well. All right, this is the axle, and as you see here, I've been slowly just grinding it back and tested it to see, how much I had to grind back to clear that rear fitting on the oil pan. I knew I was gonna have to do it. I was told that there shouldn't be any clearance issues. I'm like, bro, I'm looking directly at it. There's definitely clearance issues, and I absolutely did not want to do this, but it was either this or, I don't know, go back to what I had before I did this. So that's that. And I can't tell you how much to grind off. You're just going to have to do it by eyeball. But there's a lot off of here. I'll say maybe like half an inch? Yeah, that's a lot. Half an inch or so. And I still don't know if I have to grind any more off. I'm going to put it back in after I finish this video and test fit it to see where it's at. So that's number 3. You need the 45 degree front fitting, the 90 degree rear fitting. You have to grind this back to make sure there's clearance issues. So this modification just to put on a second gen or 93 and later model oil pump is not for the faint of heart. There's a lot involved in it, and it's pretty costly. So only do it if you have no other choice. But if you have a choice, don't bother. All right, this is the other thing you have to do. This is the first gen oil pump that's out of a 91 to 92 twin turbo. As you can see, this hole right here is for the idler bracket. Okay, this is recessed half an inch. And the the oil pump on the 93 and later models, this hole right here is not recessed. It's completely flush. So you have two options. One option is to cut the lip to where the long bolt for the idler bracket bolts in on the back of this up here. I cut a 1/2 inch off of it, and then I test fitted it and ground it flat and everything, so make sure it sits on there nice and flush for this to fit. You can either do that, or you can find a later model idler bracket from like off of a 93 and later, and then you won't have to worry about doing that. But I'm a cheap bitch. I'm like I said, I'm tired of throwing money at this thing. I'm not buying another bracket if all I have to do is just cut a 1/2 inch off of the little lip to make it work. So that's what I did. You are free to do whatever you want, but that's what I did. Also for the lower timing belt cover, there is a difference between like the 91 through 92 and the 93 and above. So the first gens are it's mostly on the bottom end. It doesn't completely come down and cover the oil pump to keep like dust and water and dirt out, since the lips are different. The lip is more like wide. So in order to get that last little bit covered, you either have to get you have to get a later model lower timing belt cover. So second gen, third gens, like the 90, 93 and through 99. But I looked at the prices and people are like going crazy asking like meth head prices for timing belt covers. And so I wasn't doing that. I wasn't paying $200 for a lower timing belt like stock cover when the upgraded like Lexan ones or polyurethane or plastic ones, what have you, the clear ones are about $300. So I'll just get the nice clear ones for $300, like, right? So that's what I'm going to do instead, but I'll just do that at a different later time because, like I said, I'm tired of throwing money at this doggone car. So I think I went over everything so far. The other modification that you also have to do to make this swap work. So let's go over it again. You're going to need, if you want, a lower timing belt cover from a 93 to 99 car, just to help keep out the dust and the water and to completely cover the lower part of the oil pump. I haven't done it right now because I'm not that worried about it. I'll do it later on. I'll Christmas present myself those clear timing belt covers during a Christmas sale or something. Yeah. You have to also cut the idler bracket, the lip on the back where the long bolt goes through. It's pretty obvious. The long bolt, there's only one of them. The bolt's like this long. You got to cut 1/2 inch off of the back of the bracket in order to make it sit flush. It's the second thing you got to do. The third thing you're going to have to do, because you're more than likely going to have a custom made pan made for you. And if they do weld the oil return line bungs like in a different location, which will more than likely happen because I believe the second gen and beyond oil pans are, well, whatever, they're different. You got to do that for it. So in the front you saw I used a 45-degree male to female end, and in the rear I used a 90-degree male to female end. Try to get like the most lowest profile 90-degree A-end fitting that you can get. The lower profile it is, the less you're going to have to grind off of your axle, as I showed you over there. If you get one that's a little higher, you're going to have to grind more off your axle, and you may not be able to make it work because you may just take too much meat off of it, off of that bracket. I don't want to take that much anymore off of it. I think that's it finally for this modification. And to recap, like in my other videos, if you haven't seen that, you will have to get a custom made non-turbo oil pan. They're all the same. if you want it to fit on your first gen 91 through 92 two-bolt turbo motor. You're going to have the return lines welded in there. You also have to notch the dipstick guide that's in there. You're going to have to cut that down and notch it. I cut mine's down like a good chunk. I don't want to say an inch off, but I took a good chunk off. I took like maybe, let's say, a ½ inch or 3/4, and then I put a little notch in it, so it's like cut and then like a L, like not like an L, but like a U shape. It's in my other videos. I'll go back through and retitle all of them to make it easier to find. So you gotta do that, or else it won't fit. You do not have to change out the rear main sail housing. Do not do it. I don't care. No one tells you. I'm actually doing this build right now. I mean, I'm doing this swap right now, and I'm telling you, you don't have to do it. Please don't. It's a waste of time. You're gonna drop your transmission and find out that you just wasted a bunch of time and probably money. So that's it. And of course, you're gonna need the later model oil pump, which is the 93 and later. You're going to have to also need to swap in the twin turbo oil spring. Highly, highly, highly recommend that you do that. I have the part number on another video. Again, watch my other video. And you can shim it if you want. If you do want to shim it, it's like a 6mm washer. I have the part number on my other video. I'll probably just like link it somewhere up here somewhere. Is that it? I think that's it. I think that's it. I don't know. If I forgot something, I don't know. Watch the other video. But I'm tired. It's like 9 o'clock or maybe 10 o'clock. I don't know. It's really late. And I need to eat. Because, yeah, I need to eat. So, say la vie for now, ladies and gents. I hope that this helped you out. And if it did, you know, leave me a little bit of something on the Cash App. Because this car is not cheap. All right. And YouTube ain't paying nothing. So, you want me to make some more informative videos like this where I try to help out the community? Leave a little, you know, leave me a little something, a couple dollars, whatever. No worries. That's it. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one. And, oh yeah, the Cash Appy thing is down in the comments. Hey, you know, you gotta whore yourself out sometimes. Why not? Parts aren't free. All right, everybody. Thank you and have a good day. Bye. Ciao.